This is Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related, and I'm here to give you my first impressions on The Division 2. Well, sort of anyways. I actually played this game a lot when it initially came out back on PC, so I'm here to talk about the Stadia port because honestly, I highly recommend you go check it out. In case you don't know right now, there's a Stadia Pro deal for the game, which makes it 67% off the base title. That means you can pick up The Division 2 on Stadia for $9.90 US. At that price point, I would argue that this game is a no-brainer, but just how fantastic of a port it is makes it even more so worth your time. So what exactly makes this such a great port of the game? Well, let me break it down. Not only does it have cross-save support for PC users, but it also supports crossplay. Once again, this is just with PC users, but I have to say this is a huge deal because this now makes it the most populated Stadia game you can play. You won't be running into issues trying to matchmake with other users to play PvP or PvE events. And as someone who really values online multiplayer, this is a massive deal for me, and I'm sure it's a massive deal for many out there. Because up until now, the only games I ever felt like I could actually find people to play with without trying to organize something were games that were offered as a part of Stadia Pro. Thankfully, aside from crossplay and cross-save, the port itself is fantastic. In fact, I would say that this is probably the best feeling game on Stadia so far. Whether you play it on a controller or keyboard and mouse, it feels extremely responsive, and I gotta say I'm really impressed here. I think I've made it clear enough that I really approve of this port, but what about the game itself? Well, it's a pretty good title, especially at that price point. Now I do know that there is a brand new expansion, but I haven't played it yet, so I don't want to comment on that. Right now, all of my commentary is based on the base game. So my current save file that I'm bringing over to Stadia has about 26 hours played, and I can tell you right now that that's without even touching the endgame content. That should really speak volumes of just how good of a price tag the current sale is. The game is perfect for anyone who enjoys a looter shooter. If you're a fan of Destiny and you don't mind the third-person perspective, then I would really recommend you check this game out. I do want to note though, if you're not a fan of bullet sponges as enemies, then you should probably avoid this game too. It's not a tactical shooter by any means. There are some elements of it sprinkled out throughout the game, but it's not the main focus here. Now in terms of the type of content you can expect, there's the story mode which you can play fully in co-op and it's a blast to play through. But let's say co-op isn't your type of thing, then you'll be happy to know that you can fully play through this single player and you'll have no issue completing it. Now for the PvP players out there is a mode called Conflict, and this is a 4-on-4 mode. Now personally, I'm not much of a Conflict player. My PvP sessions are rather spent in the Dark Zone. And if you don't know what the Dark Zone is, well, it's kinda the best of both worlds. It's both PvE and PvP at the same time. In the Dark Zone, the mobs of AI enemies are a bit tougher, but there's more reward there to be found. A lot of the loot in the Dark Zone is some of the best out there in the game. But you'll be in there with other Division players, and they can kill you at any point in time, take the loot you're carrying, and extract it for themselves. In order to do so, you have to take your loot to an extraction point, call in a helicopter, and then wait it out till it gets there. Everyone around you gets notified that this extraction is happening and it becomes more of a risk, but that's where all the excitement from the Dark Zone comes. It quickly dissolves into a game of whether or not you can trust the player that's next to you. Are they working with you, or are they just helping you to get some more loot on their end? I could honestly keep going on about the Dark Zone as that's my favorite aspect of these games, but I'm just happy that something like this now exists on Stadia because I can now take it with me on the go. There's plenty of more nuances about the Dark Zone, and I can go more in depth on that if you'd like in a separate video. If that's the case, do let me know in the comments section below. Now it's time we talk about the PvE players, because once you complete the campaign, you're just getting to the end game. Once you get to that point, a ton of more content unlocks, and that includes raids, which are 8-player events. Now I should note that raids are probably some of the content you can't do solo. While you can start a raid on your own, you're gonna struggle to get through it, and I would say it's probably impossible to do. Despite that, these are really fun events, especially when you have a bunch of friends to play with. So if you ever get the chance, I do recommend you try out a raid. Now, the last really big addition that I want to talk about is the fact that this game also supports one of the Stadia exclusive features, Stream Connect. That means you can watch other players' point of views and get tactical feedback on what they're seeing at the same time while you play. I really do have to applaud Ubisoft for pushing these Stadia exclusive features because they seem to be one of the only ones out there doing so. So to wrap everything up, why should you pick up The Division 2 on Stadia? Well, the game supports both crossplay and cross-save with the PC user base and also has support for the Stadia exclusive feature Stream Connect. To top it off, it also plays fantastically. It's easily the best feeling game on Stadia for me so far, and I had a hard time telling the difference between local PC play and playing on Stadia. Not to mention, the current sale price puts it at under $10, and I would highly recommend you go check it out for that price as long as the game sounds interesting to you. Now, I can't speak on the expansion yet as I haven't gotten into it, but I will say that The Division 2 is definitely one of those games that's going to be supported for quite some time. Now, if you have any other lingering questions about the game, be sure to let me know them in the comment section below and I'll answer all of the ones that I can. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video message is just going to be a quick reminder of our community Discord. I'll be adding a Division 2 text channel high up so people can easily find others to play with. So if you're looking for friends who own The Division 2 on Stadia, be sure to join and post your Stadia tag in that section so others can find you. As always, thank you for watching this video. This has been Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related. The Gen S community is over 3,600 strong and growing by the day, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.